Well, good afternoon, world. I'm out here putting together another chicken coop for my little chicks when they get ready. This is a different company, a different design from the other coop that I have. The other coop was easier instructions to follow, and I believe every single hole was already pre-drilled. I don't remember me having to drill any holes. Now, the instructions on this one I found confusing. The lower part where the screen is, for me, was the most difficult part to put together, the lower part. And the reason for that is, let me get this instruction manual here. Okay, see the first picture how they have, well, they don't really tell you like what's the front or back, on the actual wood. Now, on the wood I found a little A, and I wasn't sure if I had mine upside down or not. So I just happened to put the A on the top. And so I flipped it over, but it was a good thing I did because, I don't know if you can tell, but there's little tiny holes there. So dowels from the actual house will go into the holes. So when you're putting this thing together, make sure that those little dowels are on the top and not the bottom. And that you'll be able to find that little A, just a little stamped A on it. But it doesn't really tell you front or back. It's identical as far as the doors. I think everything's identical. So if it wouldn't have been for the dowels, it would be difficult to know how to find the top and bottom. Another confusing thing was this door is showing, and then they tell you to put together this particular piece, which is going to go to the stairway, and it looks like that piece is going to go in the corner over there. Tell you how to use the screws. But now the door in the front will say is here. Whoops, here. But now the door in the front is not here, but over here. So even though the picture is showing you in this corner, they want you to put it over here. I had to really kind of figure that out, because when I was trying to figure out how to put it here, well, there's nothing to screw it onto, just wire. But even over here, you can't really screw it on the way it's supposed to. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, so on this one, I was able to get, I don't know if you can see because I can't tell because the sun's shining on this, but I got three screws down there on the bottom. I was able to put the support, which is very good. It's going to hold this little platform up, which does hold up this little drawbridge, it's just a walkway going up. So this, they really should have made, is my camera spread out? Okay. They really should have made this box that you're supposed to put in the coop wider, because I was able to get 2 screws in on the bottom and halfway. It takes another screw here, but you see the hole? The hole doesn't go where it's supposed to be. It should be lined up to this right here, so you can screw into there. The bottom was okay, 3 on the bottom. As you can see here, the holes aren't lining up. They should be pushed over so that I can screw into this part. They're not. And I don't know why they put this little chunk of wood here. Maybe decoration, I don't know. But I'm glad it's there, because I used one of my screws to mount this black part of the porch right onto here. So instead of having 6 screws, actually I have 9. So I have 3 on the bottom, none down here, modified it and put 1 here, and then 2 on this side, but missing that one. So that wasn't, that's not good. That's not a good thing. Okay, so that was that. The brace, again, the brace to that went well. I got the brace in okay, so it won't collapse, The brace is there. And the stairway goes up this way. And another stairway goes in here, up over here. This piece went in fine, no problem with that. But I noticed you're supposed to screw in your perches, right? So you have a drilled hole here, which is fine, and a drilled hole here, a drilled hole there, which is great. On the other side, you have let's see if I can tell where it is. Okay. Where's the other? Oh, I think I gotta go back to, hold on a second. So that worked out Where's the other thing? Yep, okay, so back over here. This worked out fine. In this gray piece of wood here, they did have the holes in the right spot. They had a pre-drilled hole here, pre-drilled hole there, and as you can see, this one, I didn't have to use that one because I don't know, maybe they use this top for other perches or something, or other designs. Mine didn't have that one because I've got a staircase coming up here, so there's no need for a perch there. But all the holes are drilled to the top. When you come across here, you have, yeah, you got some good drilling holes here and here for the top perches that you have to, drill in. Over here, the holes to drill them in are down there. See, that's a hole and a hole, and that's not even, the perch doesn't even go down that far. So this hole, this drill, I had to drill myself, that one there, because these two were off. So that's not too good either. Now this is as far as I've gotten so far. I have to put the top on and the boxes. When I saw the picture, I didn't know this was plastic. I don't like this here. I thought this was wire, as you would have over here. It's not, and I don't like that at all. And I don't even like that this is just plastic and not wire. The plastic doesn't really fit that well, and really any animal could come along, and possum or raccoon, they could just kind of chew on that. They could break that very easily. It might take a little effort to break this wire up here, but this I could break really easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of, I have some of this wire here. Just going to put a piece on the inside over that to secure that in there. And then I'm also going to put some, I may take off this whole plastic on the tops and just put wire there. In the summer it'd make good ventilation. The winter I can just have my top come down a little bit. So that I don't like that. I thought that was like a plexiglass, something more secure than just plastic, which you can see. It's kind of bubbling up there. It's not really flush. So I'll let you know how the rest of it progresses as I go along. So that's a downer for me, because I don't want plastic. I don't want an animal to be able to just chew and push that in. He'd have a little bit harder time with this. So the biggest trouble for me was trying to put the bottom part together, because it wasn't the little box that I had to install. It wasn't making sense. And the instructions, I think, were a little deceiving, because it does look like when they're telling you to put the box in, when you're looking at that picture, you say, okay. So, there's the front. I think I'll put the box back there. There's nothing that says the box shouldn't go there. But again, turn the page and then you find the box isn't sitting there. And even the door handle and the hinges are different as you turn the page. Different. Door handle, hinges. You got to put that ramp against an area that's not going to open. So that's what I did over here. And it just happened to work out okay. Wasn't too sure if it goes on this side, full on the screen, or the other side. And luckily it went on this side, because this particular tray goes into the front and this goes into the back. So this worked out pretty good. Okay guys, so I'll continue on today, see how far I get, and I will let you know the progress I'm making and how it's coming out. So the few of those things I'm not too happy with. My other coop didn't have anything wrong with it whatsoever. So, and this one is called let's see what this is called. They do have an Air 66, and the name of the coop is right down here. Looks like it's an AIVITUVIN. So that one there, I wasn't too happy about that. Okay guys, so I'll finish up and I'll catch up with you in a couple minutes. Well, good afternoon world. I'm here to give my second, or my complete, I suppose, review on this particular chicken coop that I had bought. And I think it's pronounced AIVITUVIN. When I looked on Google, it said AIVITUVIN. It sounds like AIVITUVIN. Maybe a prescription drug or something. I don't know. Anyways, that's what this review is all about. That's the company right there, and it does say Air 66 on it. Okay, so again, you know, in the first video that you watched, or maybe I might put it all in one video, the beginning of it, the most difficult part for me was the bottom part, and I didn't think the instructions was all that clear, even on the very first diagram. So, the first illustration, didn't think it was that clear at all. I have the hardware on it. The packaging was great. You know, it came. You know, some people say there's come all cracked and beat up, or they're returning it. I thought it was very well packaged. It had one little split somewhere on the frame. I think it was maybe around the egg boxes, and my husband just put some like copper cement or copper glue on it. It wasn't a big thing. It was very, very minor. And when you read the first part of this video, you'll get to hear my, I guess, cons about it. Okay, packaging was fantastic. I like the size very much. It's bigger than the one I have. I like that it's tall, that I'm not always having to sit down or to get down to clean things. I like that the bottom part is much bigger. It's plenty big for the chickens to be down here, unlike my original one, which is much smaller. And the black hens would have a hard time staying underneath it, but the white ones are smaller, so they can. So I do like the features. I like that 2 egg boxes on either side. That's fantastic. They have plenty of room inside. These are spring loaded, by the way, which is nice also. They actually have three full roosts in here, and really it's plenty big. It really is nice and big for the 6 hens that I have. It has the removable table and tray in the front, and the back. You know, you can see where they got to go down those stairs to get to the lower deck. Plenty of space in here for 6 birds, considering the ones that my other adult hens are living in, the other little house. Now, they only stay in that house at nighttime. In the winter, it works out great because it's cold in the winter, so they're in the winter and they're nice and warm. But they don't live in that small coop. They live outside in a fenced-in area, probably like, I don't know, 40 by 25, something like that, or 40 by 30. So they have plenty of room to get outside. So the other coop I have it's good for them. They're inside only at night. They're nice and warm, and that's good for the first one that I have. This one I like because it's taller, and the girls have more room underneath. The tray seemed to fit well. The tray did good here. I like the tray. It's nice and flush against the frame. It's not like one end sticking out more than the other. It looks pretty good. The doors all came out well. I like these are a little bit difficult locks to kind of figure out, to work with. I don't think they're all that easy to work with, these particular locks here. But they're okay, I guess. Extremely heavy too. They're very, very heavy. This roof on top of the egg box is very heavy. But that's what that looks like. There's plenty of room in the inside. You can put this here to hold this up a little bit. I guess maybe like that, make it level. Oops, sorry about that. Sorry for the blurriness. I just put that up there. Trying to get a little bit more level here. Maybe like that, so that it looks like it's more making contact better. Because again, it's a very heavy roof on this thing. So they have plenty of room, spacious egg boxes, 2 of them. And even if they slept in one of the egg boxes, it really wouldn't matter to me, you know. So that's not too bad. Again, spring-loaded. Everything is kind of spring-loaded, which is nice. They crawl up those little stairs onto the platform. They crawl up these stairs, and they get on the top where their roost's going to be. Okay, so a couple things I mentioned in the other video that I didn't like was, I don't like the idea of this being plastic. I thought it was plexiglass, but it's plastic. And I didn't like that. And you can see in the first video that even here, plastic doesn't really, my finger, it's not, you know, there's gaps. So Carrie put some mesh wiring. I'm not sure what they call this stuff, but it's pretty tough stuff. And I'm not sure if it's called mesh cloth or something like that, but it gives it more protection. So that's on the inside. So if there was some type of a possum or something that was digging at the plastic, at least he can't get past this particular mesh over here. And Carrie did this. It's like something similar to what this is. Carrie also did the same thing on this side. So again, on this side, he did the same thing. So just plastic, which I don't like, and we've got this wire here to hinder anything trying to get in. So that's a good thing. The other spot where there was plastic, which I don't like, would be on this side. And again, this is a very heavy roof. I have some roofing tar, which I'm going to put like on top of these nails here, the screws, where I had to screw it in. And there's 2 pieces for the roof. So I'm going to put some roofing tar right across that seam. Even though they gave me a plastic here, so it wouldn't leak, I'm still going to put my roofing tar on that. And the other part that I didn't like on both sides of the coop is all underneath here is all plastic. And a little bit difficult to work with, but we took screws and washers, and Carrie put all this particular material here too to keep them safe, so that I don't have to worry about something trying to get in there and getting at them. So that's a good thing. So that's what I didn't like about it. I didn't like the idea that there was just plastic here and something could get at them if they wanted to. So, because these animals have very sharp teeth, it wouldn't take much to get through the plastic. But I am happy with it. Oh, another thing we did down here, where the hinges are, Carrie also put some. This is a hinge here. The bottom part comes in one piece and it's hinged, so you have to open up like an accordion. It reminds me like of a baby's playpen where it's all one piece. So it's all one piece. And what he did was he put supports. Carrie put some wood there with some glue, and then he put some screws to screw it in. So that's going to be nice and sturdy now. I don't have to worry about maybe that buckling in as I'm trying to transport it down to whatever spot that I want to get it into. So he put some support there, which was good. We noticed that's a weak spot. And he did the same thing on this side too. Even though it has a support little bar there, we also put this here, extra support on this thing, so it wouldn't collapse. So that should be pretty good. That should hold it pretty steady, give it far more support than what it had. Because basically, for this particular coop, there's a lot of weight on this bottom frame. I think there's a lot of weight. So when I finally get in the position that I want, I'm going to get, I think they call them cinder blocks, like big cement blocks. And if I find, I got to take my measurements once it's in the place that I want, but I'm going to put some cinder blocks from here, to the ground. So there's going to be some support here. So it's just not going to be hanging in the air. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of, this roof is extremely heavy, and that roof up there. And it's all sitting on this little frame. So I'm not sure even if anybody would really like that particular design. But I will put some center blocks here on both sides of the egg boxes right down to the ground. It's going to be on a pallet, sitting on a pallet. And I want to get this off the earth, so it'll be on a pallet. And the cinder blocks, and now that would help support these hanging egg boxes on the side, which is very heavy. And I'm going to be keeping it covered like I have the other chicken coop. There's always plastic over it because the girls need their shade in the sun, and also it gives me protection. If I have plastic, I can get in on a rainy day and not be soaking wet. And I just want to keep it always covered, because if I keep most of the rain and snow off of it, it's going to last much longer. So so a few things I didn't like about the design, but all in all, looking forward to getting it in its place, putting on a pallet, getting some plastic there to kind of cover, to give a canopy over it, and I think it's going to work out okay, and get extra support on those egg boxes, because that roof, that's really heavy roof right there. So I'll let you know as time goes on. I think with the extra supports, with the cinder blocks, it's going to help a lot. I mean, they're bolted on. They have these big bolts that you bolt this onto here, but still, it's a lot of weight. I think it's just going to be better that way. Even my little one that the first hens are in, their egg box is suspended beyond their little house, and I have like a cinder block right there, so that it's not dangling. So there's pressure there, and it helps to keep it balanced, I think, and helps to just take some of that weight off. But all in all, I like it. I'm excited about it. Now I got to find a good place to put it, and then I will get the girls, probably put them on the very top, and let them find their way down to the bottom. And so that's what that is. So I'm happy with it. I'll after a year or two, I'll just make another little review, seeing how it's holding up. But any of these little coops you buy, they're not expensive. They're inexpensive. And again, this one has this is a very heavy roof. It's like I don't know what this is. Well, you can see it. It's like stone. That's probably pressed up on, I don't know how they make this, glued on or something. I don't know how they make this particular thing, but it's stone and it is heavy. And it's kind of thick. So, what was I saying? So, yeah, so I'm happy about it. I'll let you know. Okay, here's what I was saying. These houses are inexpensive, really. Okay? I don't even know today if you could buy all this material and make it for the same price you can pick it up at. So I would say anyone who's buying homes like this, little chicken coops like this, you really want to do whatever you can to protect them. If you're going to just let the elements be at them and the rain and the snow, and I live in a snowy area, so if you're going to let all the elements get at it, I can't imagine it's going to last too long. I'm going to try to also waterproof this, the sides. The roof I don't have to be concerned about, but I might just try to waterproof the sides a little bit. But I think with giving extra support and putting the cinder blocks underneath the egg boxes, making sure I want to make sure there's a canopy over it, and keep the rain off it. I really want to keep the rain off. It might seem silly to some people. Why would you want to keep the rain off? Well, if it was sitting out there, I think with a lot of rain, a lot of winter snow, these things are going to just not last long. My other one's in great shape. I mean, there's no deterioration on my other one down there at all, but it's been totally protected by either canopy, and it has been waterproofed, and it's sitting on a pallet. So I think these are great for that purpose, and just put the extra supports that you need, that you think you should have on yours, and then just protect it. I think it's going to last for a long time. Okay, guys, hope you liked the review, and I'll catch up on you a little bit later. Okay, you all have a wonderful day. All right, God bless. Well, just a beautiful day today. Carrie's getting the lawnmower ready for me. I'm going to just mow down some of this grass. Used the weed whacker yesterday, but I want to just get some of that grass up now. Mow it down, make it look nice. And on the chicken coop is finally done. I put 2 coats of waterproofing on it yesterday. And something which I forgot to mention, but just like my old chicken coop, these egg boxes, the floors on the bottom, they're not supported by anything. So if a critter was underneath it, they could push it up. If they're persistent. So what we did was, this one didn't have any really good space to put some screws in, to secure it. So Carrie used the carpenter glue along all the edges to make sure that it was nice and secure. So that's all set now. I don't have to worry about anything kind of popping that up. So that's what I wanted to let you know. Okay, so hope you had a good day, and I'll catch up with you a little bit later.